So we're gonna come back to quadruped position, hands and knees. We're gonna work on some spine segmentation, but we're gonna do it piecemeal a little bit. So first one, we're gonna do cervical spine. We're gonna tuck and untuck, okay? So just this very basic rocking motion, but we're gonna try to segment, okay? So from the bottom of your neck up through the very base of your skull, you've got 7, sometimes 8 vertebrae that move really well. So, well, maybe not so well, we're gonna make it move really well, all right? So we're gonna try, even as we flex and extend, I want you to think about using each one of the vertebrae and getting each one of them to move. So I'm going to start from flexion, just a demo, and then I'm going to see if we can unroll. We're going to try to get the back of the neck to try to feel some stuff. When I reach my chin towards the top, either forward or up towards the ceiling, we're going to pause. We're going to take that bottom jaw and we're going to pull it forward so your teeth, your bottom teeth are in front of your top teeth. We're going to feel that stretch for a moment. And then we're going to keep that jaw, if you can, the same way. We're going to pull the chin way back, like you're giving yourself a lot of double chins. And then we're going to kind of roll it in towards not the chest, but in towards the base of the neck. Okay, so it's like we're rolling and unrolling a yoga mat, right? I want you to think about that imagery as we keep going like that, okay? About 1 minute here. Keep the jaw or not. If it feels like too much, lose the jaw piece of it. But if you can, maintain the pull of your bottom teeth forward. And Ed is doing a really good job of segmentally moving from the base of his neck all the way out through the top. We're going to pull that chin way, way back, and he's going to try to stretch from the top of the neck all the way down through the base of the neck. We're going to go for another 30 seconds here. Beautiful. He's doing a great job of pushing the floor away as he's doing it. If this position feels like too much, just come up to a seat or come up onto your shins. Right? And there may be a fair amount of shaking here. There may be a fair amount of like, kind of like you're going over speed bumps, like it's not a smooth movement. That's okay. There's a lot of tension that resides in these tissues in your neck. Last 10 seconds. Okay, know that we're going to do this again at some point. We are going to work on the rest of the spine in between. For 3, 2, 1. So wherever you land is totally fine. We're going to try it again later. We're going to stay on our hands and knees. If you need to, come down to your elbows. We're going to work on now the rest of the spine. So starting in our flexion position, you're going to tuck your tailbone and tuck your chin under. We're going to move from the base of the spine at this moment. We're going to try from the top of the spine later. We're going to untuck the tailbone. And then Ed has done this so many times before. He's doing such a good job of incrementally pulling his spine into extension, right? His head is going to be the very last thing to unfurl because we're trying to separate the head, the neck, the upper spine, the lower spine, right? Okay, we're going to start from the bottom again. So tuck your tailbone and then one vertebra at a time. You're going to imagine, right? You're going to visualize because that really helps a lot. That's it. Nice and smooth, nice and smooth, nice and smooth, and then all the way in. Try to keep your shoulder blades really wide, trying to crowd your neck when you get up to the top. One more like that from the base of your spine. Untuck, untuck, untuck. He's doing such a great job of doming the upper spine as he untucks the lower spine. There we go. Beautiful. Last one. Really nice. Let's go one more time. Right, you can feel your abs working to pull your spine into flexion. You can feel your back working to pull your spine into extension. Right, we love that. That's a really great thing. Okay, so we're gonna have a seat, and I'm gonna give you another option for, because we're gonna do the flexion extension one more time. I'm gonna give you an option to either use your hands or you can use a hand towel for a little bit of resistance. So if this feels sensible for you to do, go ahead and try it. If it feels like it's not a good option for you, you can get halfway through, just lose whatever you have and do the same version we did the first time. So we're going to do the exact same thing we did the first time, flexion and extension. We're going to have a little bit of resistance now. Okay, Ed is going to do with his hands. He's going to pull the elbows way forward. And he's going to press his head back into his hands. I'm going to use a towel so you can see. You can even use a resistance band at some point, as we've done in our in-person classes. So I'm going to keep pushing my head back, and now I'm going to let the towel, let my hands kind of gently pull me down into some flexion, but I have all the control here, right? When you get as far as you want, you're gonna unfurl, pull your chin way, way, way back, push your head back into your hands or your towel or your band, and then start to unfurl one vertebra at a time until your chin reaches up towards the ceiling, okay? We're gonna go like that for 1 more minute. Now you have all the control here, which is really great, right? You can press your head back into your hands as hard as you want. Like I said, if this is new to you, maybe you take it a little bit easier so you can see how you react. Once you get a good handle on this, you may add the jaw component, that deviation component that we did earlier by sliding that bottom jaw forward. Really great for quote unquote unlocking the jaw. Maybe if you have TMJ issues or a lot of stress around the neck or the jaw or the upper shoulders. About 30 seconds left here. Right, so the resistance back into the hands or towel or band is constant, right? But you have the power to go less intense or more intense depending on how you're feeling. Okay, last 15 seconds here. And keeping it again in a range that feels adequately manageable for you. If you feel pain or discomfort, if they're less in the tension or less in the range or both. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly relax. Beautiful job. Okay, we're gonna try quadruped segmentation 1 more time. This time we're gonna come from the top of the head down. So we're gonna start from here, but we're gonna add in that component of the cervical segmentation we just did, right? And it's gonna feel a little bit different coming from the top in both directions. Your tailbone now will be the last thing to unfurl, and your head will be the leader in both directions. Let's do 2 in each direction. Take a full breath in, spread your shoulder blades wide, push the floor away from you a whole lot, and now start to send your chin forward. Can we now feel some of this work in the back of the neck? Right, drop between the shoulder blades. Try to feel all this work through the upper spine. Try to feel the work through the mid spine. Your tailbone will be the very last thing to untuck. Ed's doing such a good job with this, right? And then we're gonna reverse it. Tuck your chin in, give yourself a lot of double chins, right? Then you know you're really pulling back into that cervical spine. Push the floor, pull the sternum up, spread the shoulder blades nice and wide. Keep pulling that sternum up, there you go. Right, tailbone is the very last thing to tuck under. Just 1 more in each direction, please. Reach that chin forward, forward, forward. That's it. And then drop between the shoulder blades. Really, really good. Obviously, it's a little bit easier sometimes if you have someone to help you with the feedback, but this is always to do the best you can, right? You're not always going to have someone with you, so it's good to try to learn all of this sensation. And that's really what we're looking for. We're looking for higher quality sensation here. So your brain can start to understand all of the parts of the spine and the neck and understand their separate structures. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to pause right there for a moment. And we're gonna move on to just a little bit more neck stuff, okay? So we're gonna do some cervical flexion pails and rails. So you can sit in a chair, you can sit on a floor, you can sit on some blocks, whatever you have. And again, we have the option to use a towel or your hands. We're gonna start kind of the same way that we did some of this work with the resistance, except this time we're gonna try to block off some movement to isometrically load the back of the neck, and then we're going to try to squeeze ourselves into a slightly deeper range using the front of the neck. So this is a little bit more specific now rather than just moving up and down. The other one was just some prep work, okay? So we're going to use our hands. You can use your towel. I think I might sit in a chair so I can show you how to do that as well. It's a little tiny chair. I hope it doesn't break. All right. So if you're seated, something that might feel slightly more stable for you is taking your elbows on your knees and then just holding the back of your head. So we're looking for some stretch. We're looking for some stretch across the back of the neck. Can you round your shoulders way forward, right? Just right. So we're not looking for this. We're not looking for total collapse here. He's going to stay pretty upright through the rest of the spine, and he's going to spread his shoulder blades and collarbones way apart. Now, you can pull down into a stretch as much or as little as you want. Keep it at the intensity that you want to go to today. We're going to take a full breath in, try to fill the upper back with air. And you're going to press your head back into your towel, your hands, either one, but you're not gonna move this time. So with as much pressure as you're pushing back, you're gonna pull down against the head at the same rate, right? So nothing's moving, but I'd like you to try to feel some work in the back of your neck. Okay, we're gonna hold this for another 10 seconds and then we're gonna relax on this first one. Take it nice and easy, try to breathe through your nose if you can, 3, 2, and then nice and slow, relax, okay? We're gonna do 2 more, this time we're gonna go in both directions, okay? So we're gonna take a nice full breath in, fill the upper back. You're gonna push your head back into your hands or your towel. You have the control, right? Start out with a little bit and then push a little bit more to a place that feels okay for you. You can load and feel. You're gonna hold at your safest, greatest, maximum effort. Your safest, greatest, maximum effort, not Edward's. 3, 2, 1. Now he's gonna reverse it. He's gonna try to pull his chin into his neck without pulling with his hand. So you can let go of the grip a little bit. He's gonna use the front of his neck to try to pull his chin way, way back and try to feel that stretch in the back of his neck for 3, 2, 1, and relax. We're gonna try one more. If one felt good for you right now and you don't want to do any more right now, that's fine. Just sit out for a moment, maybe do some neck cars. Okay, we're gonna finish with some neck cars. We're gonna try one more. Take a full breath in, fill the upper back. Very slowly start to push back into your towel, back into your hands, right? And make it a gradual loading process, right? You're gonna feel the point where your body wants you to stop, right? Stop pushing, right? With the intensity that you need. Okay, you're gonna hold at your safest, greatest effort, please, for 3, 2, 1, and reverse it, right? Grip loosens. We're gonna pull the chin way back. We're gonna try to feel the front of the neck working to stretch the back of the neck for 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly relax. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, give that a minute. When I was doing this earlier, my body was like, whoa, this was like a lot. So it took a few moments for my head to want to rotate again. So don't be alarmed if that happens. Just make an observation, notice it, let it go. We're gonna do another set of cervical cars here. So you can stay upright like Edward is doing. You can do the collapsed position like we did earlier, or you can do the full quadruped version. So I'd like you to pick the version of cervical cars that feels appropriate for you right now. And know that you always have the option to do a different version if you do this class again. Okay, we're gonna go for time this time. Take a full breath in. Fill the upper back and then drop the chin into your chest. We're gonna rotate our head towards the left shoulder. Right, try to look back past your left shoulder, drop the ear back, start to reach the chin way up, big half circle all the way over towards the right shoulder. Drop it into the collarbone, and then keep going for about 20 more seconds here. Right, so now we're gonna try to put all these things together. We're gonna try to segment and get longer, right? As your head goes back, I want you to get longer, try to reach for the ceiling instead of just dropping it back. Get that chin all the way in. That's it. We're gonna pause here and then reverse. So try your best to push the rotation, right, as far as you're able to without pain. Right, no matter which way you're rotating, like I said before, try to almost like you're lifting your head off of your shoulders. Let's go one more lap around. There we go. I'm going to give your brain lots of opportunity to find that space, find that lengthening upwards away from the shoulder girdle. Beautiful. All